All right, how you doing, folks? Welcome to Ruckscards. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start a new series here. I know I've done mostly breaks and showed a little bit of my personal collection, but really I'm going to kind of break down my personal collection in a series of videos. One I've already done, and it's been posted. It was one of the first videos that I did on this channel. Was my Philadelphia Eagles personal collection. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, and you're an Eagles or football fan, check it out. I've got a lot of pretty cool stuff, I think, and I've added to it quite a bit even since that last video. So at some point I'll have to do, maybe like a new edition Eagles video. But for today, I'm going to go through my slabbed or graded cards that are in most of them, not all of them, because some of the ones I'm going to break down into individual players or teams that I collect also. But for the most part, this is my my graded cards PC collection. So thought I'd go through it, and so sit back and hopefully this video will be. I'm going to try to get it done within a half an hour. We'll see. We'll start it off here with a SGC 9.5. This is just a paper Wander Franco Chrome rookie. I bought this card at a show. Looked pretty good, and so I decided to send it in. Not a ton of value on this, being that it's the paper version, but obviously it's a pretty close to a gem copy of the card. Next up, I bought a lot of these boxes back in the when Harper was the hot rookie, and trying to get his autograph. I eventually did, and I'll show it in a later video. But got a lot of his, these Bowman Chrome rookies, probably about at least a half dozen, if not more. This one looked one of the better ones, so I sent it in and got a 9.5 of SGC. This is an interesting card that I've had for a long, long time. You don't see many of these around, or if you do, it's probably not the artist proof version of the card. There's the Starburst is the name of the actual insert. Well, this is an artist proof copy, and this is they call it a rookie. A lot of people, I don't know if this is considered a rookie or not. Clearly the card says it's his rookie, but he does have a Pinnacle rookie that's not this card. I have that as well. I just don't have it, graded. It's not a gradable copy. But this one here is super rare, again, because it's Pinnacle calls it a rookie. This was in 1996, I believe, or 7. Anyway, these are not only tough to get, but also tough to get a high grade on because of the, the dark border that's around the back of the card. This one looked good enough to grade. I didn't think it was a 10, but I thought it had a good shot at a 9 or better, and SGC thought the same. So not only is this a tough copy to find, but to get it in a high grade is also pretty difficult to do. So this proof Starburst rather, and it is 1996 actually. Sorry for the blurriness. I think the reflection makes it tough. All right, next up we'll stick with Jeter. This here SGC 8. I don't know how this got an 8, quite honestly. This card looks pretty close to gem to me. There's one card that's coming up, actually it's the next card, that I think it's, I don't know. I really question what the heck happened here. Not that I question SGC. I think they're the most fair grading company out there, in my opinion. But you'll see in the next card. And this one too. I mean, this card is like as gem as it can get. As far as, I don't have the technology that these grading companies have, but I mean, let's just take a look at the corners, right? Nasty in terms of good. That's a good nasty, I mean. 4 sharp corners. There's nothing that I can see on this card. Back's the same way. I mean, there's nothing on the back of this card. The corners are sharp. There's no white. The edges are clean. Again, here's the top, right and left corners. So I don't know. I mean, surface must be what's setting this back, but I mean, to me, this card looks beautiful on the surface. I don't know if it's the atomic refractor that something with the surface here, but I don't know. To me, this is a beautiful card. It looks great in the SGC Tux, but only got an 8 for some reason. This is one of those cards where I'd love to just talk to SGC and say, hey, not that I'm you know, debating or disputing the grade. I just want to know, why did it get an 8? Now this one's even more puzzling. Sticking with Jeter. This one only got a 4. And I have no idea how that's possible. Again, let's look at the corners, right? Jeez, I wish it could be a little bit less blurry here, but hopefully you get a good idea that these corners and the edges, there's not even a hint of white. There's no rounding. These are sharp. So I know it's blurry. Unfortunately, I don't know why it's blurry. Maybe I was just getting myself a better camera. But I mean, look at these corners and edges. And the real reason I'm showing this closely, the only reason why I am is I'd like to get your feedback. So anyone watching this, what could possibly be giving us a 4? I mean, I don't know. These are older cards. Again, you know, we're going back to the mid-90s. So they're older cards. I don't know, because I've had it in storage for a long time before I got graded, if maybe there's something that happened to the surface over the years. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on each card. You know, that one I spent quite a bit of time on. But again, it's simply because I'm puzzled as to why they only got a 4. This is a Beckett. I think it's just an authenticate. Yeah, just an authentic autograph of Jim Boeheim. I'm a Syracuse fan, and Jimmy B is obviously, you know, large part, if not the program. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Speaking of Syracuse, the greatest player, one of them anyway, that ever went through the program, brought them their first championship back in 2003, and probably the player that had the most success in the NBA is Carmelo Anthony. I used to have like 3 or 4 of these I bought when this product first came out, the Bowman, back in 90 or 2003, 2004. I liked it because this is on card, and he's in his Syracuse uniform. So the other ones I sold, kind of wish I didn't, because I would have got them graded too, and then perhaps sold them. But before, I just started grading stuff like last year. So this one looked good. The one that I kept only got a 9, got a 10 on the auto. Just a beautiful card of Carmelo Anthony. I guess I have one more Jeter left here. This one here I traded for at a show. This guy had it. I can't remember what kind of trade it was, but I don't see this card of Jeter too often. This is the Future Stars Jeter, and when I go through my Jeter stuff later, maybe I'll put this one in it again, but Jeter will be a part of my series alone. I've got a couple SP rookies I'll have you look at. But anyway, the surface got crushed on this one in terms of CSG, only got a 7.5. Everything else grades out really nice in this card, but the surface apparently they didn't like much. I can't really tell what's wrong with the surface here. But anyway, this is the old CSG label, which their upgraded labels are much better. I've never sent anything away for CSG. Maybe I'll try them some point down the road. Here's a guy that I'll have my own video as well. Probably won't get a lot of views, I doubt it. I mean, maybe it will. I mean, Kelenic is a guy that I invested in. He was my, 2 years ago, I really invested in a lot of him. He was I try to pick one prospect every year that I kind of go a little bit too crazy for. Kelenic's a perfect example. I haven't given up on him yet, but I certainly wish I was buying him now versus back then, because I spent a fortune on many cards. I got probably a dozen of autographs of him. I bought a bunch of his rookie refractors, much like this one. This one graded out at 9.5. I got a lot more that I haven't graded. So I'm hopeful for Kelenic that maybe he can still turn things around. He's only 23, a young 23, so he's shown glimpses, but he's also shown that he's had some serious challenges. So certainly not nearly as optimistic as I once was, but I've got a lot of Kelenic stuff that you'll see in this video, as well as Ohtani. Excuse me. Ohtani's obviously far more established. I think in this hobby, he is even undervalued. What this guy has done is incredible. I'm a Yankees fan, and I would have voted for Ohtani for MVP. That probably is making quite a few Yankee fans either shocked or perhaps upset that I say that. But, I mean, if you think about it, if you really think about MVP, what this guy is doing right now, how could you not vote for him? He's got a sub-3 ERA, over 200 strikeouts, and then he hits, 35 to 40 home runs every year. It's really unprecedented what he's doing. And I have no problem investing. I will continue to invest in Ohtani. I've bought a lot of these particular rookies of him, not only because they weren't super expensive, but I just feel that this is a really nice rookie card, the Heritage. And so I've bought a bunch of them. I still continue to buy them. And then the ones that I think are 10s or close to it, I send in. And this one, obviously, SGC agreed with me and gave me a 9.5 on it. Would have been nice to get a 10, but anyway, there's also a traded version where under the 600, it says traded. Sorry for the, I don't know why the heck, there you go, a little better there. I don't have any of those. I don't know how to find them. I know they are rarer. Clearly they are, because I have probably about a dozen of these, or maybe at least 10 copies of these, and none of them have, say, traded on them. So I didn't know that till later. Sticking with Ohtani. Here is probably his most sought-after rookie, and that's his Bowman Chrome. Here's a 9.5 copy of it in an SGC. This one's a cool card. Cool insert. This is out of Optic 2000, or Dunruss rather, 2021. This is the Unleashed Green version, which is numbered only to 25, and this is Babe Ruth. Pretty cool card. I mean, first of all, it's Babe Ruth, and then it's just these Unleashed cards are pretty cool looking. And I think it looks great in an SGC slab. Thought it looked like a 10, and SGC agreed and gave me a 10 copy of it. So pretty sweet Unleashed insert of Babe Ruth. Another one of the prospects the year prior to Kelenic, I was going after Lewis Robert, who I think this guy obviously has definitely been much more successful than Kelenic has. He got hurt last year, missed pretty much the second half of the season, but this guy has shown that he can hit major league pitching. I do think that his value will, if he just stay healthy, I think this guy is still quite a good player. Right now is the time to buy him, by the way. His cards have dropped because he was injured last year. I've got quite a few copies of these Bowman Chrome First. I sent in the best ones, and this one came back at 10. Back to Ohtani. I don't know why they're mixed up, but apparently they are. Here's a 10 copy of his Topps Chrome update. So, cool to get a 10 on that one. Skip it around to a little bit of football, and then we're going to go back to Ohtani. Sorry, I don't really have them in much order, but this card here, a little bit quick story. So, I used to have this card in my collection, and when going through it, looking for stuff that I could potentially send into grading, I just really like this card. And I'm not a Brady fan, even though I live in Connecticut. It's numbered only to 1,000. And this is out of 2005, or 2004 rather, Dunruss Elite, passing the torch. So this here is, I don't know what that sounded like on the mic, but it wasn't a, what, it was my elbow just on the table. So this here, I mean, it's just a really nice card. And I think the one thing about SGC and a Tux, I think anything pink, any like pink refractors or the pink and the black, I just think really stands out, especially if it's got like some kind of refracting look on it. So what my challenge is with this card is I've got about another 6 copies of this or so. The ones that I buy a lot of it on eBay, and the ones that come in that I look over and know that won't grade out, because it's very difficult to get a good grade in this card. There's a lot of refractor lines, and it's very easily marked on the surface of this card. It's very condition sensitive. So a lot of them I just end up reselling. But the ones that I feel are, got a shot at a 9, I send in. This one fell just short. I've got another bunch of copies of this card that I'll be sending in as well. I don't know if I have them here easily accessible. I know I did at one time, but it doesn't appear that I have them here. Let me just see real quick. Oh yeah, here they are. So just to give you an idea, here's another 4 of them that I'll be sending in after I look them over again. But there's another 4 possible candidates to get slabbed on this card. And we'll see. But that's my challenge, try to do better than an 8-5. Alright, so that's the story with that one. Getting back to Ohtani. These cards here, again, when I was collecting him, kind of late to the party on Ohtani. When he started having his breakout season a couple years ago, then I started jumping on his stuff. And obviously his rookie cards started to really ramp up price-wise. So I went for some of these what I call sub-rookies. And the Freshman Flash Topps Chrome card I feel is just a really beautiful card. It's got an awesome picture of his swing. It's got the refractor look. It's got the rookie insignia on it as a sub-rookie. And so I kind of went this route rather than buying his actual rookies in Topps Chrome. And have a very good eye for this card because I have so many of them. I kind of know which ones have a shot at gemming. And so those are the ones that I've sent in. I still have more to send in, by the way. But actually, here's a couple of them that came back 10s. So again, I have no. I mean, I think Ohtani is a huge long-term investment. Really should be more of a short-term investment. Also, I mean, his stuff is to me still way undervalued based on what he is doing. Sticking on the 10, here is a Vlad Guerrero 2019 Topps Chrome Refractor that gemmed out with a 10. So that's cool. I got another 1 or 2 of these to send in also that I think have a shot. This is the #1 pitching prospect in baseball. This card I got off eBay, so you can still find some gems on eBay. I know it's always risky, and most of the time you don't. But this one looked pretty good. Paid top dollar for it and sent it into SGC and got a 10 auto and 10. It's not too difficult usually to get a 10 auto, but got the 10 copy of his rookie. So you'll be hearing more hopefully soon about Grayson Rodriguez, the #1 pitching prospect in all of baseball for the Orioles. I would think they're going to call him up this coming season. This here is just missed out on a 10 for the Adrian Peterson 2007 Topps Chrome. I used to have a white refractor of this card. When I say used to, I had it up until the National. And I made a huge cash trade deal for one of my bucket list cards, grail cards, whatever you want to call it, at the National. And that card is coming up here shortly, so I'll show you what I had to trade the white refractor version of this card in for, which I really wanted to send to get graded, and I didn't want to give it up, but I had to in the deal in order to get it. So anyway, still have his standard refractor rookie of Adrian Peterson 9.5 SGC. Pretty sharp. This card here I got a quick story on. Pat Mahomes. I bought this card maybe a month before the Super Bowl in was the year that they won it. I think I bought it for like $85 on eBay. Probably should have bought way more at the time, but I was kind of low on cash. But I was like, you should probably get at least one of this guy, and just in case he wins. Wish I bought a lot more, but I had this in an HGA. I gave HGA an opportunity. I graded quite a few cards, probably 50 or 60 cards through HGA when they were first starting out. I still think HGA has got the best slabs out there, but obviously they've had some issues. I just really think they entered the market at the wrong time, which I don't know if there's a right time to ever enter a market, but when the hobby was exploding and everyone was sending in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of millions of cards get graded, and a lot of they were bombarded, and much like the other giant companies were, unable to keep up, and their quality control took a hit because of it, and the customer service was always pretty good to me, the customer service wise, but they made some errors on the labels, and obviously they graded some cards that they shouldn't have, and things of that nature. So I still wish them well, but I've gone to SGC since. I've been very, very satisfied customer. Anyway, so this was an 8.5 with HGA, this card here. I looked it over because I thought it was better than an 8.5. And I did notice that it had in the HGA slab, it had a little fingerprint right underneath the football here. A little fingerprint that I noticed. So I'm like, you know what? So I cracked that one out, and then I sent it to SGC thinking I should be able to get a 9. This card looked like a 9 to me, at least, and SGC agreed. So that's the story behind the Pat Mahomes 9 optic rated rookie. One of my favorite players, and you'll see my Maddox collection in an upcoming series, is Greg Maddux. So this is a 9 version of his Donruss rookie. Okay, here's a PSA 9 of Acuna, and this is the same heritage that the Ohtani is in. Back to Lewis Robert. I love these top 100s. I just like these cards. They're pretty sharp. There's autograph versions of them as well. But this is a 10. I bought this off eBay. And again, I'm hoping for this guy to rebound because I've taken a hit on all of his cards. There's another 10 tops, 85 tops of his rookie. And another 10 of the, this is a PSA version. The other one was an SGC of his Bowman First. And here is a Topps rookie 10 of Robert as well. All right, moving right along. By the way, please give yourself a second to subscribe for further content so you don't miss any future videos. I'd really appreciate that. It'll help out the channel. And a lot more content is underway as I share more in my series of kind of showing off my personal collection. This card here I got at the National. If you did watch my National recap that's on my channel, if you haven't, please do. I kind of recap my experience at the National this past August or July. I think it was July. This card I picked up at the National. Nothing too crazy about it. All right, I never had a Jerry Rice rookie, and this is a very hard. Anyone who's familiar with this set knows how difficult it is to get a probably an 8 or better of this card. Centering is usually always way off, and it's very easily chipped. And this one here is a 6. I think I got this card for like 45 bucks, something like that. To me, eye appeal wise, like you look at this card, it looks better than a 6, right? Like if you didn't know the grade of this card, to me, it looks better than a 6. So that's what I found it appealing. So I paid a 6 price for a card that I think at least looks better. There's a rule in the hobby that I follow, and that is buy the card, not the grade. That's exactly what I did here, following that rule and that logic. Now you can see that it does feel closer. It does have some edging, you know, a little bit of brown on the corners. A little bit though, it's not a lot. Let's see that a little bit of white there in that corner. The edges look pretty good, right? There's a little bit of a little brown chink, couple of them right there. Again, nothing. The upper right corner's got some, got some brown. This is like very normal in these cards. They're just very difficult to keep in better condition. Obviously, if you can find a 9 or something like that. I do eventually want to get a 7 and then maybe an 8. At some point, the back looks pretty good. Nothing, no major damage. So again, to me, just from an eye appeal, this looks better than a 6. But anyway, I think the dealer wanted like 55 for it. I got him down to like 45. So anyway, this is one of my pickups at the National. All right, here's the big pickup at the National. So you remember the Peterson refractor, white refractor I was talking about earlier? I mean, I gave this guy close to $1,500 in trade value of stuff that I had, and I don't remember everything off the top of my head. But some big time card like Vlad Jr. auto, Topps Chrome Peyton Manning rookie, the white Adrian Peterson Topps Chrome refractor rookie that I mentioned. which are super rare. God, there's a lot of others. There's probably another 6 or 7 other cards that I just can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, big, huge cash and trade deal, and I paid the guy another $700 something in cash for this. And for any of you out there who do not know the Pat Tillman story, I really would ask that you take a moment to look it up. I'll give you the brief edited version, and that would be that this guy was a football player for the Cardinals, safety, and was a rising star in the NFL, really good player, hard hitter, and ended up during the Gulf War leaving to serve in the military. And so he did. He left his football career to serve our country, and then tragically was killed in combat. So it's a great, I recommend anyone who wants to just, rather than maybe doing research, is to watch the NFL Network, how they do those documentaries on players, and they do a really good one, Football Life, that series there. Watch A Football Life of Pat Tillman, and you'll get an appreciation for this player and what he did for our country. And so I'm always in debt for this guy, and became a huge fan while he was playing. I liked him, and then obviously when you found out what he did and what he sacrificed. Anyway, this is a 10 version of the card. This is the card that this is the main card I wanted to find at the National. I couldn't find it. I mean, I was in the autograph lines a lot at the National, so I couldn't do as much browsing of the shows as I wanted to. I spent hours in line waiting, getting my pictures taken with various athletes. So, but I couldn't find it. And I had a conversation with a couple of people at the show who said that they saw this card and kind of told me which table it was at. And so later that day, I did go up to the table, and I did find the table and talk to the dealer, and he's like, yeah, he sold them both. He had 2 copies of this, ungraded. Like, I didn't want to get a graded card of this. That was not my interest. I just wanted to get it raw. And raw, I asked the dealer at the time, I said, okay, what did you sell them for? And he said he sold them both for $960. A piece. So $960 a piece. So I was leaving the Nationals, my last day there. I was there for 4 days, and I just happened to catch it. As I was leaving, I went by this one dealer, and there it was, in a 10 version. So I was like, oh man, he had $2,000 on it for a price, and I certainly didn't have that much money to spend at, my last day at the National. I mean, could I have? Yes, but I didn't want to. I had a lot of my good cards with me. Asked the dealer if he would mind, taking a look, even though he told the previous guy that was there at the desk that he was not interested in trading. So I was like really bummed when I heard him say that to the other guy. But I asked him again. I told him about the interest that I had in his card, and I said I had some pretty good stuff with me, and he agreed to take a look. And he picked out, like I said, probably 8 cards or so, pretty good, really good stuff I had. I can only remember a couple of them that I mentioned earlier. Gave him like $1,500 in trade value of those 8 cards, and then he wanted another $700 something in cash, and so we made it happen, and I came home with the card from the National. So that's my quick National story there. I don't know if it was quick, but I thought it was a pretty cool story. This one here, the only significance I have is I'm a huge Eagles fan, as any of those who watch my channel know. Charlie Garner was always one of my favorite Eagles. The Eagles ended up, releasing him. I think they released him. I don't think it was a trade. Early on in his career, after only like 3 years with the Eagles, and then he went on to have huge seasons with the Raiders and the 49ers. But anyway, the only reason why I have this card in my collection is got a little nostalgia to me. It's my first Gem Mint 10 copy of any card that I've ever owned. So, and it's his rookie. That's the story there. All right, going to HGA. Like I said, I sent them quite a few cards, and this is one of them, Mike Trout. This is his Bowman's Best Prospects rookie. Just fell short of a 10. Now, HGA, for those of you familiar with them, it's like impossible to get a 10. Their 9.5s are considered Gem Mint. This is one that I love their slabs so much. They just feel, there's nothing that feels like an HGA slab, number one. And then if you get some good label matches, it could really bring out the card. So that's the advantages that HGA had or have in the industry in terms of grading. They just need to, figure it out a little better on their quality and their accuracy, I guess, in a sense, you know, in terms of what they've graded by mistake. They've had some counterfeit cards go through that company. Under new management now, the company's been bought out. There's some money behind it, so we'll see what happens with HGA in the future. But I have, like I said, I've since moved to SGC. But this is some of the cards you're going to see coming up that I did send to HGA, and I may crack out at some point. We'll see. Again, there's no doubt. I mean, nobody can dispute having one of these in their hands. The quality of the slab, at least for HGA. So, regardless of what you think about them, I think that they've had an impact on the hobby in terms of what has led to changes in maybe some of the larger companies. So, anyway, this is a 9.5 Mike Trout Bowman's Prospects rookie. Here's a 9 Trout of his finest certified. You know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. We'll see if I end up deciding to crack them out one day. I may, especially this one I think would look maybe good in an SGC tux with the silver and black. Silver and black I think also looks really good in SGC. Any type of silver kind of base cards. We'll see what I do. Obviously I haven't done anything yet with them. Here's a Ohtani, getting back to him, a 9.5. So basically this gemmed out with HGA. Ohtani, Bowman's Best rookie. Here is a Bo Jackson 9.5 gem mint. This one's only out of 15. I don't know if you can make that out. This one's going to be hard because it's kind of like an acetate looking card. It says 14 out of 15. So super rare autograph on card of Bo Jackson. And again, this is where HGA makes a difference. I mean, this slab is just awesome. The label with the blue label, the colors of the Royals, it just makes the card really stand out. It looks sharp. You know. Anyway, 9.5. Didn't have Joe Montana's rookie in my PC until maybe 3 years or so ago. I finally got one. This was an eBay purchase. I thought the card looked... I mean, again, here's an eye appeal card, right? So HGA only gave this a 7. Killed it on the surface. Only gave it a 6. Now, these are older cards, obviously. I don't see anything majorly wrong with the surface of this card. Clearly they did. But the corners, the centering's not too bad. I mean, I know it's not centered perfectly, but I thought this card would do better than a 7. This is one that I probably will crack out and submit to SGC and see what they have to say about it. But for some reason, they didn't like the surface of this card. Again, being that it is a eBay purchase, you know, I don't know who the previous owner was. Maybe he got some film on the card or something. I have no idea. Here is a Barry Sanders score 1989 rookie. Got a 9 on this one. I was hoping for a little bit higher. I knew it was at least a 9. That's what I ended up getting. I'm not complaining about the grade. I knew it was about a 9, and that's what I got here on my Barry Sanders rookie. And here's Lewis Robert again. This is an HGA 9. This is a rookie refractor. Bowman Chrome. Got a 9 on it. All right. Moving right along. Almost finished. Last group here. And I am at a little over a half hour already, so thanks for sticking with me. Again, I got a lot more coming up here in content in terms of my PC and sharing what I have here, so please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Help the channel out. All right, getting back to Jeter. This is a 9 mint on a Bowman's Best Cuts from 1997. Again, sweet atomic refractor of Jeter. Card really stands out nicely in this slab. Got a 9 on it. This card here, getting back to the National, was one of my other high item cards that I got there. I went there, wanted to get a Jamar Chase rookie autograph on card. And there you see it. This is numbered out of only 50. This is out of encased. Got a 9.5 from Beckett. The guy had $500 price tag on this one, and I got it for $400. I think $425 maybe, something like that. I talked the dealer down a little bit for Chase's rookie. So very nice, rare autograph rookie of Jamar Chase. This one here is, I'm a huge Steve Yzerman fan. I will have a separate Yzerman collection PC video coming up. I have a lot of Steve Yzerman. He's probably the guy that I've collected the most of. I have probably about close to 15 autographs certified. I used to have 19 of this card, this O-Pee-Chee rookie. Still have about 15 or so. Still looking for that first, 10. And that's really the story behind this one. So, obviously, to get a 10, anyone who's familiar with this O-Pee-Chee from 84, 85, it's almost impossible to get it centered perfectly. And then there's a lot of print dots, and a lot of the edges have issues. I mean, it's just a very difficult card to get anything higher than a 9. So rather than spending a fortune getting a PSA 10, which is what I ultimately am looking for, this is a Canadian grading company called KSA. Some of you may be familiar with it. I'm sure you are if you're in the hobby. And what I decided to do was, okay, well, I'm not going to spend a fortune. When I say fortune, you're looking at between $5,000 and $10,000, if not more, for a Steve Yzerman. And probably closer to $10,000 for a gem copy of his O-Pee-Chee. Obviously, I don't have that type of money. So my strategy was, here's this Canadian grading company, KSA, who I did some research on. They've been around for a while and are pretty well established up there. No, they're not PSA or anything like that, but this one graded out a 9.5, so near gem mint. So my strategy here, now this card I paid probably $500 or so, something just over $500 or right around $500 for, to get a 9.5 copy of it. So at least I have a copy now that's, centered very, very, very well. I don't know if it's a 10 well, but it's close. I mean, all the other copies I have, and like I said, I have like 19 other ones. None of them are like this. Most of them are off center, and that's the biggest issue with this, other than the edging. And there's just a lot of issues with this set. So I have a 9.5 in KSA. So what I'm planning to do with this card is send it to PSA and see what they grade it. I've actually seen PSA, which is one of the reasons why I have an issue with PSA in terms of their consistency and accuracy. Grade slightly off-center Yzerman's 10, or any card for that matter. I'm giving it a 10. To me, if a card's off-center, it's never going to be a 10 if I was grading ever. So, but that's just me. Anyway, that's my story behind this Yzerman 9.5, and we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see if I can get a 10 on that potentially. All right, so here's an Ohtani. This I showed you the other Bowman Chrome. This one came in 9.5 with HGA. The other one was an SGC that I showed you that was a 9.5. So I've got two 9.5s of Ohtani's Bowman Chrome rookie. Here's a Topps Chrome. This is not the updated version. This is a standard Topps Chrome rookie of Ohtani. 9.5 with HGA. Again, more Ohtani. This is his Topps Finest. 9.5 Gem Mint with HGA. Jacob deGrom, who is now with the Texas Rangers. Here's a 9.5 copy of his Bowman Chrome rookie, first card. And this one here I bought at a show. Looked really good. Send it in. Got a 9.5 gem. So, pretty cool there. And back to the Kelenic. I was talking about him earlier. Here is this card I spent like $400 something on eBay purchase. Bought it in the HGA slab, and obviously this I'm taking a bath on this card. Only 50 of these in existence. And I'm hopeful that Jared Kelenic can dig himself out of his early rut that he's in his young baseball career. Again, he's only 23. Got my fingers crossed, because otherwise I've really, well, not that I have, I've seriously taken a bath on my Kelenic collection, and there's more of that to come. Here's this one I actually pulled. Kelenic, it's a 1 of 99, first copy made. On card Kelenic autograph. This one I did send it get graded. Surprised it came back only a 9. Like I said, I pulled this card and I went right into top loader. Barely touched the air, but I did have it for a couple years before I sent it in to get graded. So who knows? you know, to me, it should be better than a 9, but clearly isn't. The autograph did get a 10. All right, moving on. A couple more to go. Here's Vlad Guerrero, Bowman's Best Blue Refractor Auto rookie. On card, sweet card. Now, this one's another interesting one. So, it got 9 5s. Ooh. Again, so blurry. Come on. There we go. So, the corners, they gave it 8 5. Now, look at these corners. Again, I think the reflection is going to make this really hard to see the corners, but I mean, these are the sharpest corners you're ever going to see. And for some reason, I mean, right there, maybe that's it. If that, I'm looking at it closer. See that little, I can't tell now because it's in the slab. If that's a marking on a slab, or if that is a little slice in the bottom right corner. Interesting. I can't tell because it's in the slab. See that right there? Now I wonder if that was potentially it. Anyway, 9 on that one, and here's another. This one I bought off eBay, not slab, but you know, we're all sent it in and got a 9 from HGA. This is his draft ticket contenders. Again, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And that's going to do it for like just the general slab graded PC. Currently, now this is, I have many more that I have in my case that I bring to shows that I sell that are slabbed up. But anyway, wanted to thank you for tuning in. A lot more content to come as I show off some more of my PC collection. The videos will be far shorter because that one was like all of my slab carbs for the most part. So thanks for sticking with me. Really appreciate it. Please leave some comments. Let me know what you thought of any of the cards, any feedback you have to share. That'd be greatly appreciated. And if you like the content, please subscribe for more so you don't miss any future upcoming videos. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ruckscards signing off. Have a good one.